Hello, hello, hello! I'm Joe Bebon, editor of Facilities Management Advisor. On this episode of Joe on the Go, we're going to check out a unique and super green facility named Hotel Marcel, which has been hailed as the first all-electric, net-zero hotel in America. The hotel is powered by solar energy, and it's a shining example of transforming a historic building into a facility of the future. Suffice to say, I'm energized to learn more. It's bound to be an electrifying trip. Okay, enough with the bad puns. Let's just get going.
Joe on the go, relentless force, facility wisdom, his driving course, breaking down walls, forging the new, metal meets progress, cutting straight through.
The hotel is in New Haven, Connecticut. It's a bustling city home to Yale University, and much to the chagrin of New York and Chicago, it has been declared the pizza capital of America because of its unique and highly ranked pies. Pizza. Anyway, we're not here to talk about food. Hotel Marcel is conveniently located right off the intersection of two major highways. It has 165 rooms, over 9,000 square feet of meeting and event space, and a restaurant, among other amenities. From clean power to energy-efficient windows, the hotel's many green features have earned it LEED Platinum certification from the U.S. Green Building Council and made it the first Passive House certified hotel in the country, which essentially means it's super insulated, airtight, and efficient. To boot, the building has even been listed in the National Register of Historic Places. Speaking of history, let's take a quick moment to learn about how this place went from being a deserted office building to one of the greenest hotels in the world. Luckily for us, the hotel proudly has a project timeline on display. Cue the old-timey music. The building was originally constructed in the late 60s as the corporate headquarters for the Armstrong Rubber Company, which later became part of tire maker Pirelli. It was designed by Marcel Breuer, a world-famous modernist architect and designer, and of course, the namesake of the new Hotel Marcel. Brutalist architecture emphasizes minimalism, showcasing bare materials like concrete, steel, and wood. Brutalism also focuses on bold geometry, and in this building's case, the two large block structures are separated by a two-story void, which frames a view of the city from the highway and makes the top section appear as if it's floating. Kinda cool. In the 90s, Pirelli sold the office building and remained largely vacant for years. In 2003, furniture giant IKEA bought the property and demolished part of it to make a parking lot for its neighboring store. Finally, after being deserted for about 2 decades, the iconic building was bought by architecture and development firm Becker & Becker in 2019. From that point on, it became the passion project of this man, Bruce Redman Becker. Bruce agreed to give me a behind-the-scenes tour and sit down to talk about hotel highlights and challenges. So, why did he buy the old building?
It was a building that was in need of a solution. So I tested out different ideas and I thought, gee, this would be a cool hotel. So I was interested in it as a professional challenge, but also I thought it was a way of creating some value and a good way to use some of my skills as an architect and developer.
Right on. But why choose to go all in on sustainability?
Real estate is a risky thing, a risky venture. So when I undertake a project, I hope that I can get my money back for it and make some money as an investment. But at the end of the day, I also hope that it's something that can make a contribution and doesn't create a burden on the planet for future generations.
Construction on the major renovation got underway in 2020, which, as you'd imagine, wasn't the best timing.
We were faced with all the constraints from the pandemic. We had to wait an extra year for our electrical switchgear. There were certain things that we originally were going to get from one source, and we had to pivot and get different things, but we sourced a lot of materials locally, which made that easier.
Other major hurdles included balancing historic preservation requirements with sustainability goals, but ultimately, doing an adaptive reuse project proved beneficial.
All in all, I think having an existing building to work with probably made it go faster than new construction.
In 2022, Hotel Marcel officially opened its doors, and it now serves as a modern and chic spot for travelers. The renovated space honors Marcel Breuer's legacy by using Bauhaus design, whose philosophy is, less is more. Okay, now that we're all caught up on the history, let's talk about Hotel Marcel's futuristic features. Hotels are among the most energy-intensive types of facilities, and many rely heavily on fossil fuels. However, as the first net zero hotel in America, Hotel Marcel doesn't use any fossil fuels and is all electric. According to Bruce, ditching carbon-based energy was simple, suggesting that there's a clean, electric solution for everything in a hotel.
You don't have to get a consultant to advise you on it. You just purchase the things that are electric. It's the same as buying an electric car versus a fossil fuel car.
To power the building and its all-electric systems, the hotel relies solely on solar energy. The facility produces on-site solar through a combination of rooftop and carport installations, which total more than 1,000 panels. For any extra solar needs, the hotel also subscribes to a nearby community project. The hotel and its guests can even monitor its energy use in real time on a public display. Aside from creating money-saving energy, the carports provide covered parking for guests and allow them to charge up their electric vehicles. That's in addition to a bunch of Tesla supercharger stations on the lot. Oh, and did I mention the hotel has its own shuttle fleet of EVs? Everything really is electric. Boogie woogie woogie. Hotel Marcel's clean energy lineup also includes a battery storage system, which holds on to excess solar and grid power for later use, or to sell back to the utility during peak demand events. In fact, Bruce got a call from the power company during our tour.
Yeah, we get these notifications. The whole team gets it, so I don't have to do anything about it. But they'll turn our battery on and export energy, and we'll be paid for that. It'll help pay off the cost of the battery.
Combined with an inverter, the batteries create a solar-powered microgrid that provides backup power for the hotel, meaning there's no annoying generator maintenance required like other facilities.
If there is a regional or local grid outage, the lights don't even flicker.
All of the hotel's lighting itself is controlled by a Power over Ethernet DC low voltage system. That might be a mouthful to say, but it slashes lighting energy by over 30%. The hotel uses electric, energy-efficient heat pump systems for its hot water needs, as well as to keep its space warm or cool depending on the wonky New England weather. To boost indoor air quality and ease HVAC demand, the hotel also uses energy recovery ventilators, aka ERVs. In addition to insulation, another key player in the hotel's passive house certification was its high-performing triple glazed windows. The hotel features hundreds of them, and they offer a bonus for guests.
You know, we're standing right out here looking at the busiest highway in Connecticut, and I'll stop talking so you can see if you can hear anything from the highway.
Wow.
Yeah, so for hotels, having a quiet hotel room is like gold.
Rounding out the hotel's many green features are, drumroll please, elevators that actually help power the building use an energy generated when breaking between floors, recycling, no single-use plastics, and water dispensers for guests. On-site laundry machines to cut transportation emissions water, and energy use with extraction and heat pump technology. And finally, a sustainable restaurant serving up locally sourced ingredients. Its kitchen also uses, you guessed it, all electric equipment, including an induction grill. Of course, all these green features help the planet, but do they have any other upsides for the hotel?
Yeah, I think, it's easier for us to pay a mortgage because we don't have to spend as much on energy. And we did tap into incentives that were available from the utilities, the tax credits for the solar panels. I think they made this, the actual cost of this equivalent to conventional construction.
Ultimately, Bruce's dream of turning an abandoned, historic office building into a successful, eco-friendly hotel for the future has come true. For proof, consider this. The building went from being voted the ugliest in Connecticut 7 years ago to just recently being ranked the #1 hotel in the state by Condé Nast Traveler readers.
When it was abandoned, it was dark and foreboding. These concrete buildings are not that approachable, but we take a lot of pride in the fact that, through the renovation, it's now one of the best loved buildings.
As Bruce likes to joke, the frog became a prince. Talk about a facility fairy tale. It's a story Bruce loves to tell, whether by giving lectures to real estate stakeholders or by providing personal tours to Yale grad students. No matter who listens, Bruce hopes that Hotel Marcel can serve as a blueprint for greener facilities.
I could spend another 4 years and do one more hotel, or I can tell people in the industry how I did this, and maybe there'll be 100 more hotels like this.
As the sun sets on this episode of Joe on the Go, let's remember that the world's buildings and construction projects are top sources of pollution. Hotel Marcel might be one of a kind, but here's hoping that's not true for long. Thanks for watching, everyone.